Are you struggling to sell yourself in job interviews? Maybe you've had multiple interviews but just no job offers. Or maybe you've been interviewing for a while and the lack of progress is starting to tear down your confidence. If this sounds like you, tune in because this video will shed some light on what you might be doing wrong in your interview and how to answer the most difficult interview questions. And hey, if you want a knockout resume, one that gets you in the door for more job interviews, make sure you take a look at my free workshop, the 5-part formula to make your resume a success. I'll place a link below this video. If we've never met before, I'm Heather Austin from ProfessorAustin.com and the Career Club on Facebook. And on this channel, I teach working professionals just like you how to build your personal brand so that you can land your dream job and grow in a field you love. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell notification so you're notified when I publish a new video or go live here on my channel. Job interviews are no walk in the park, especially if you're a job seeker with a lot on the line. This makes it easy to get tripped up and let your nerves and anxiety get the best of you during your job interview. The good thing is there are ways to avoid inadequate performance during your job interviews. With a little bit of planning and preparation, you can do things to really outshine the other candidates. Which is why I'm sharing with you how to navigate the 6 most difficult interview questions so that you can land the job you really want and thrive in your field. And if you want to see results like these people, keep on watching. Lexi Lou says, Professor Heather Austin, turns out I was super stressed for nothing, I got the job. Tamitra says, Professor Heather Austin, and may I add that I got the job, thanks a bunch. And Sue says, Heather, I've been following your videos as a tutor. I wanted to let you know I got the job. So let's jump into the 6 most difficult questions that you might be asked so that you're prepared and ready for your next interview. The first tough interview question that you're likely to get asked is, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? This question will probably be the very first question that you're asked in your interview. And it sounds easy up front, but in actuality, this question takes a little bit more planning and preparation than some of the other questions that I'm going to share with you today. And because it's the most commonly asked interview question of all questions, you absolutely need to be prepared for this question. Your answer to this question needs to be simple but effective. You don't want to go on about your personal life. However, you do need to show your personality and character when you're answering this question. Your interviewer is trying to get a sense of your confidence level and the passion that you have for the position and the industry. The best way to answer the question, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, is to start with where you are now in your career, then mention how you got to where you are, and then talk about why you're so passionate about the position or the industry. And to top it all off, you want to add how the position aligns with your goals and your aspirations. So how does the position match up to where you want to be in the future? I want you to think of your answer to this question as your 30-second pitch. Now I have 2 videos that will take you even more in depth into this interview question. The first one is how to answer the tell me about yourself interview question. And then the second one is how to develop your 30-second pitch. I'm going to link both of those videos below so that you can take a look at those as soon as you're done with this one. The second tough interview question that you're likely to get asked is any behavioral type interview question. An example of a behavioral interview question is, tell me about a time that you handled a difficult situation, or give me an example of when you made a mistake and how did you handle that mistake. These questions are geared toward a specific situation, hence the term behavioral or situational based questions. Now I want to hear from you. Give me a yes in the comments below if you've ever been given a behavioral or situational question before in an interview. Now these questions are generally more effective than some of the other interview questions that I'm sharing with you today, only because they allow you to go into greater detail and show your skills and your abilities in action. These questions actually help the interviewer determine what some of your past problem-solving experience has been. They want to get an idea for how you're going to solve problems with the company or in the position in the future. These These questions definitely take some thought, but with some preparation, you can definitely make an impact with how you answer the question. The secret to doing well with any behavioral interview question is to answer it using a micro story. So a micro story is something that you've done in the past or something that you've accomplished in the past. So think of some of the largest projects that you've worked on or some of the things that you are most proud of that you want the interviewer to know. Now think back to the interview question I mentioned earlier, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? That question is going to be a macro story. So that is your entire career story in one answer, where these micro stories are going to help you build upon that larger career story. So when you're asked a behavioral based interview question, you can mention it in a story format about what it is that you've done in the past that you are most proud of and that you want the interviewer to know you've done. Now let me explain how you're going to structure these micro stories. You're going to use what we call the STAR method. So the STAR method allows you to develop a clear, concise story around a specific situation. So let me explain. The S and the T stand for situation and task. This is going to be the beginning of your story. So this is where you're going to talk about the situation that happened and the tasks that you performed because of that situation. The A stands for action. This is the middle of your story. This is where you're going to describe the action steps that you took to solve the particular problem. And then of course, the R stands for results. This is where you're going to explain the exact results that you achieved from solving the problem. Now let me bring that all together for you in a sample answer. So let's say that the interviewer asks you, can you tell me about a time that you handled a difficult situation? Here's an example of how you could structure your answer. In my previous position as a business analyst, I had the privilege of working with a client that was gregarious, full of energy, and very eager to make things happen. The only problem is that the client didn't have a clear goal or a vision of what they really wanted. This led to frustration and a whole lot of misunderstanding. So in the introduction to this question, we are explaining the situation and the task. Let's look at how we will talk about the action and the result. Using a technique called I'll know it when I see it, I was able to elicit, analyze, and document ideas the client hadn't considered before. After some powerful brainstorming sessions, we developed a solution that the client was over the moon with. In the end, we received 3 referrals from this one client. So you'll notice that we rounded it off with the action and then the result that we took to solve that specific problem. So again, this is a simple example of how you could answer any behavioral based interview question. The third type interview question that you're likely to get asked is, why do you want to work here? This question is asked because the interviewer wants to get an idea of what your goals and intentions are. So before the interview, you really need to think about why you want to work for the company. The key to doing well with this question is to show that you understand the company and the position. You don't want to answer with some generic response like, I want to work for this company because I've always wanted to work here. You want to get into more detail and explain to them why you've always wanted to work there. Is there a specific value? Is there a specific mission or goal that the company is on that is inspiring you to want to work for the company? Or does the position allow you to utilize some of your greatest strengths? Is it a real passion of yours? These are the things that you need to think about and to mention when this question is asked. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever stumbled over an interview question before? I know I sure have. What did you do to pick yourself back up and keep going in your interview? Let me know in the comments below this video. The fourth tough interview question that you're likely to get is, why should we hire you? This question sounds really similar to the previous question, why do you want to work here? However, your answer to this question is going to be slightly different. So rather than focusing on the company now, you're going to place the focus on yourself, and you're going to mention why you are so unique from all the other candidates. What special skills or unique talents do you possess that perhaps no one else does? Start by finding out what problems the company is facing. You want to thoroughly review the job posting and find out why they are hiring for that position in the first place. Once you thoroughly understand their biggest pain points, you can then explain or communicate in the interview how your skills, your expertise, and your talents can help them solve those problems. The fifth tough interview question that you're likely to get asked in your interview is, what are your weaknesses? Interviewers are asking this question because they want to get an idea of your self-awareness. They want to gauge your personality and your character. The key to doing well with this question question is to pick a legitimate weakness. And then from there, talk about what you're doing to overcome that weakness. Now, the weakness that you choose to mention in the interview should not directly relate to the position. The interviewer wants to know if you're going to be open and honest about this question. And of course, if you want to make an impact in your interview, you want to pick something that really you struggle with, but doesn't relate specifically to the job. To make it easier on yourself, pick something that is in the past, but stay positive with your response. The sixth tough interview question that you're likely to get asked is, what are your strengths? The reason interviewers ask this question is because they want to know, do your strengths really align with the position that they are hiring for? This question also might sound easy, but it's a little bit more complex than you think. The key to doing well with this question is to pick strengths that specifically align with the position you're applying for. For example, if you notice that the position requires someone with astute analytical skills, you need to mention that as one of your strengths. On the other hand, let's say that the position is looking for someone with really fantastic project management skills. Here's a response that you could give. One of my strengths is the ability to organize and implement systems that are easy to follow, and then go into some sort of story that shows how you've been able to accomplish just that. And if you haven't yet seen my free resume training, the 5-part formula to make your resume a success, I'll provide a link to the training below this video. And to help you land even more interviews and better job offers, take a look at the video I made right here. And if you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next video.